Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I paint a flower landscape painting. This one will feature the state flower of Colorado, the beautiful blue Columbine. First, I hope this video brings you some calm and inspiration. So grab your favorite drink, get cozy, and let's paint together. I'll include a link to the reference photos in the description. I'll also show you how to combine different references to create a well-balanced composition to art painting. In the first reference photo, I really like how the clear distinction between the light and the shadow. However, the area with the bushes is very dull. It's quite blurry, so I'll replace that part with another objects like a mountain or a pine tree or even rocks. Also, the reference has a very cool tone, so when I paint, I'll adjust the temperature to make it warmer. We start painting the sky using cerulean blue and white. For this step, just take a flat brush and tend to blend the colors to create the sky background. Next, for the mountain area, we will use the same blue we just mixed and add a touch of warm red or warm brown to create the base color for the mountains. Next, I'm taking some Viridian green and mix with a little bit of raw umber. We will use this mixture to paint the grass, and keep in mind that this area is in the shadow, so it should be darker and have a slightly cooler tone. Next, I use warm yellow mixed with a bit of green for the grass in highlight. This combination will give the grass a bit brighter look. You can add more cadmium yellow or lemon yellow for this to light up the section instead of using white. Try to avoid using white too early, otherwise your painting gonna look very pale and dull. The darkest value for the grass will be the mix of Viridian green with a bit of ultramarine blue. This gives the shadow a rich deep tone without using black. For the petals, we will start with a grayish blue base. Even though the petals are white, but because they are in the shadow, they won't actually appear pure white. Instead, they have a subtle grayish purple or grayish blue tint. For the purple petals, I'll use combination of cobalt blue and violet to create a nice shadow tone. I can see the sky value is kind of off, so I have to add the second layer to brighten it up. to the reference, the distance mountain should be the brightest part, and we'll have some snow on it to increase its brightness. I will mix some yellow ochre and white to highlight the area and emphasize the snow. This mountain is in the shadow, so even though it has some snow and texture, we won't emphasize those details too much. We will just add some highlight to suggest the reference. By mixing some blue and red and a little bit of viridian green, this mixture will give us a nice dark gray tone. I'm using viridian green and raw umber to paint the pine trees. When painting the pine tree branches, remember move your brush in zigzag motion so the pine needles look natural and flowing. To give the tree a sense of light and shadow, we need to remember that it's still in the shade area. That means the highlights on the tree will be a mix of yellow ochre and the green that we used before. The grass will mainly be a mix of permanent green and cadmium yellow. When you're painting the grass, be mindful of the direction and the movement of your brushstroke. For example, the grass section in the background area like this, it shouldn't be so detailed, but your brushstroke should go move up and down naturally to create the feel, the shade of the glass blades. But if you go too natural, like you're using a detailed brush for this section, it's gonna look very, it's too much, too detailed and unnecessary. Also, try to avoid using white to highlight the grass. Like I said before, when you use white too early, the color is gonna look very dull. To lighten it up, the best is you mix more yellow into your green. The more yellow, the brighter will be. Another tip to make the grass look good is you have to divide it into at least 3 different sections. So the highlights, the midtones, and the shadow. The darkest area will be permanent green deep mixed with ultramarine blue, or if it's in the shadow, I could be using red ochre instead of ultramarine. The midtone will be neutral green, like olive green or oxidized chromium green mixed with yellow ochre, and the highlights will be, like I said, the lemon yellow mixed with other greens. The lemon yellow being the most prominent colors in this section. After finishing the grass, we have completed almost 2/3 of the painting. So now we will move on to the detail of the flowers. Right in the center of the petals, I'll add a bit of shadow to define the flower shape using soft grayish white or soft grayish blue tone. The flower nearby the highlight part, they could be a little bit brighter, so you can add white into the previous blue and purple mix to create some highlights on them. This step is quite unnecessary, but if you can use the different shade and variation of blue and purple in your flower field, they gonna look more natural and more dynamic. At this stage, you don't have to follow exactly what I'm doing, but I am adjusting the temperature of the distant mountain by adding a little bit of orange. This helps balance the painting overall temperature since it's leaning too much towards the cool tones like the blue and the violet. Even the grass and other elements like rocks, it look very cool. So adding some warm touch like yellow ochre or burnt sienna or orange will create a feeling of warm and a sunny day. Now I'm kinda happy with the colors of the painting. You can see it's looking more balanced now. We just need to adjust some detail on the rocks, on the grass, and define the detail on the flowers. And basically, we done the painting today. I'm mixing a bit of yellow ochre to create a warm highlight color for the flower. Also, we just need to focus on the flowers on the foreground. There are like 3-4 of them, and the rest of the flower we only need to create the feel of the shape. I add shadow to the purple by mixing copper blue and winter violet, and then adding a touch of alizarin crimson to emphasize the shadow. Remember not to make them look too dark at this stage, and it could make the painting appear overly very heavy. Now we use the detail brush, or you can use a smaller round brush to refine the grass, uh, making them fluffier, more natural, and blending the edges so the boundaries are softer. And that's it for today painting. I hope you all have fun following along and that you enjoy this piece. Don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like. Thank you so much for watching.